Hello students. In this video we're going to do D3 on page 314, and I've saved my document with the name D3 in it. And now I'm going to switch to cash budget, make sure I'm on that tab, and then it says select range A1 to D3 and choose home, alignment, and merge and center. And that brought everything over to the to the left side. Now when you're really working with the changing columns and working with the page setup and everything, if you have this merged in center, it throws things off quite a bit. So a lot of times you don't do your merge and center until you're all done with your document. Just leave it over to the left, and then when you're all ready to finish up, then merge and center it. So anyway, they're having us take that off so that we can get the page breaks to work the correct way. Step number 3, we're going to choose page layout, scale to fit. We want to make the width to automatic. If it's not on automatic, it might be on one page, and so then change it to automatic. Step 4, in cell E1, it says insert a page break. And in cell G, page layout, page setup, breaks, insert a page break. See the little line that gets put in there? And then it says to go to I, break, insert a page break. So now we have page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. And in the earlier video I showed you view, and I'm going to show you right now page. This isn't part of the exercise. Page break view. So now you can see where these page breaks are. Okay, let's go back to normal. Back to page layout. Okay, we're on step number 5, and it says in A3, change this so it says 4/4. So instead of looking at this in a full year, we're going to look at it quarter by quarter, ending in for quarters ending in, I took that out, in 2027. Okay, now it says to select A1 all the way over to D3, and to click on merge and center, got to go to home, the down arrow, and we're going to do merge across. Now I found, okay, so then let's do the next step and see if this works. We're going to pick file. We're on step number 7, print, and it did not merge and center. It didn't merge across the top of that at all. Okay, so if we want it to stay here, and it says notice that it doesn't have any heading at all on the other pages. So it's been my experience that if we really want this to merge across, we have to do it line by line. So I'm going to do that right now. Merge across. Merge across. Merge across. So I am going to leave it like that. So that might be a little adjustment. That's not a big deal though, because you would just fix it the way you would want to have it. Okay, so we did step number 7, next page, and we looked at it, and we saw that we did not have any headers on rows 1 to 3, and columns A to B had a heading, but they didn't display on the other pages. So now we're going to go to page step number 8. And this particular feature, print titles, is one of the most important features that you can have. And so we're gonna do this exercise, and then I'll open up that big practice exercise I have and show you a little bit more why you like to have print titles. So number 8, we switch back to normal view, page layout, page setup, print titles. Now this, if you land on sheet like this, you want to come over here to sheet tab. That's what they ask you to do. Let's see. And so here's our sheet, and it says rows to repeat at the top, and this dialog box can move over here. When you see these up arrows, that means you can jump out of this menu and into your document. So I'm going to jump from here over here, and it wants me to select rows 1 through 3. Let me do that again because that didn't pick up the right way. 1, 2, 3. See, set up rows to repeat at the top, 1 to 3. And I'll go back over here, and now I need to step number 10, columns to the left, and I want to select, I'm going to jump out of this dialog box and come over here to column A. And it actually picked up too much. It picked up A to D, and it says to go ahead and backspace that D out and put in a B, and then say OK. Now I say OK, and on step 11 we're going to take a look at this now to see how it would print. So the first one is good. See the second one? Now we've got all of this showing up, right? See the part that's changing here? But we just set this as the to print title, and all of this is a print title. So you don't repeat it over and over. Like some people, to get this to work like this, they would repeat this whole thing and put it in front of each of the columns and then try to print it, when actually they have this print title feature that does it all for you. Okay, so there's page 3, page 4, page 1. Perfect. Okay, so now we're done with this exercise, and we're going to switch over to the Purchases Budget tab right here, and we want to enter some figures here in cell C5. Let's do 4824 482400, and in cell C6 550, in cell C, I'm on step C13, or excuse me, I'm on step 13, cell C7, type equals sum, open paren, those two, and I've got the sum equals C5 to C6. Okay, so we determined the budget of the cost goods and add it to the inventory, and now the total inventory required. In cell C8, we're going to put 12700, and then formula in this one equals C7 minus click C8, and this is our purchases budget. So we had our budgeted amount, and we had desired inventory that we wanted at the end, and all these different things. Okay, so let's go to step 15, and we're going to look at print headings now. We're going to do page layout, sheet options, which is over here. And if you notice, there's some lines in between here. Those are just grid lines and kind of placeholders so that you can see where you're typing. When we look at our, before I do this print titles, let's take a look at this in our print so you can see what it looks like. Okay, it just has this information here. What we're going to do is we're going to put the column numbers, letters, and the row numbers here when we do this set the print title. Print headings, I'm sorry. Page layout, print headings, and we're going to show our grid lines, and we're going to, right now we're showing them, so let's take them off. See, there's no grid lines on here now. Put the grid lines back on, and then we're going to print them. And this printing them, you don't see anything on here right now, so this is different than borders. Over here we have borders, and these are actually putting borders where you want the lines to be. This is just kind of a quick way, and a lot of people work in the view where they want to always have the print titles show up. So let's go to File, Print. Oh, did they go off? They went off. Let's go back and let me do that again. Grid lines, print. Oh, print headings. It didn't say anything about that. Okay, so here's column A, B, C, row 1, 2, 3. So it puts these on here. That's how you get those to print out for you. Okay, so let's see. Switch back to purchases budget, where we are, and hold down your control key and click cash budget. So now I have these two worksheets selected, and whenever I do something to one, I'll do it to the other, so that makes it a little bit faster than doing it one by one. And we can go to File, Print, and there's a little button way down below here. I don't think you can see it on my screen, but it says Page Setup. So it's right down here, way at the bottom. It says Link at the bottom of the Settings section. So here's the Settings section, so way down here, Page Setup. It's just another way of getting into where we've been before. Switch to Sheet, and now we're going to check the grid lines and say OK. And there, put the lines in for you. These are not borders, they're just grid lines. So that finishes up D3, and I'm going to make a separate video for D4 because it's a totally different topic really. This was all about viewing and printing and all the different things that you can do with this. This work that we did right now is just really knowing how to use these print titles, how to do these grid lines, how to put your headings on there. Those are all important. How to do your page breaks, how to view with your page break view, normal view, page break view. You can take and grab, if I can get it to grab. I'm going to have trouble grabbing that, but you can grab that blue line and slide it in and slide it out and change where your pages are going to break. Let's go back to normal. We normally always work with normal. Okay, so end of video.